Hey guys, welcome to the video. Thanks for joining today. I'm going to do an initial impressions video on the Anta Zone 2 N80. Anta is a newer brand for me. This is the first pair of Anta shoes I've ever owned. It is a Chinese brand. They are actually a huge sportswear conglomerate. They started in 1991. They are, from what I understand, they're smaller than Nike, they're smaller than Adidas, but they're next in line as far as a brand that produces shoes. Very large. They own the majority of Solomon. They own, I think, close to 40% of Puma, brand out of Germany. Anyway, they're huge, but they're not big in the U.S. market. They do have a U.S.-facing website now. They sell their C202 race shoe, which is a carbon fiber plated shoe, and they sell their PG7, which is a high cushion daily trainer, and they sell the Zone 2 90, which is their, call it Zone 2 saying it's for easy running, but it's actually a very up-tempo type of shoe. I think the N90 has had lots of reviews on YouTube and around the internet. It uses I believe it's a TPE foam, very bouncy, very lightweight. They advertise that one only weighs like 185 grams in a men's size 8.5, I think. So it's very lightweight. The one disadvantage I've seen about that shoe is that the outsole rubber is not very durable. Apparently they use what they call liquid rubber on their C202 race shoe with the carbon fiber plate, and that's a CPU outsole that is very durable. But they're using some other compound on the C202 90 that is, a lot of people are saying, is wearing very prematurely. I decided I wanted to see what they sell this Zone 2 in 3 versions. They have the N90, which is they call it, it's for nitro edge. That's what they call their foam. It looks like it's a TPE that they say gives you up to 90% energy return. Very lightweight and bouncy. Then they have an N85, which is, my understanding is, it's a dual density. They have their N80 foam on the bottom, which is, I believe, a beaded PEBA foam on the bottom, and then they're putting the N90 on the top. So they're saying, blended with it being dual density, it's like it's a 5% energy return shoe. And then they're now they also sell the N80. The N80 I couldn't find on AliExpress. I couldn't find it on their US website, but I did find it on a Chinese site called Shop Ning's that does put everything in English. It makes it fairly easy to order. I paid like $83 for these shoes, but I wanted to see what it was like. It does appear that it is using a beaded PEBA foam. They say it gives like close to 80% energy return. For me, I'm definitely going to feel a bit firmer feeling, as a lot of beaded PEBA foams do. But personally like a firmer shoe that gives you still some cushion and some rebound. So for me it was great. I'm running pretty slowly now, so I just like something with a little bit of some pretty good energy return and is going to last me a while. They are putting a different rubber compound on this than the N90. This appears to be a much more durable rubber. I've got a little over 20 miles in these, and I can say on my heel I can see just a tiny bit of wear, but it's a pretty thick rubber throughout, so I don't think that's going to really cause me many issues. I do expect it to last a good while. Now going through the shoe, the upper, whereas they say the N90 is a very breathable upper, this is a pretty tight weave and pretty thick feeling to me. I was really worried about how it would breathe. I'm still not 100% sold on it as far as breathability goes, but I have run multiple. Today I did 9 miles in it. My feet didn't get hot. I've done some 5-mile runs in it, no issues. So I have not been uncomfortable so far, but it does seem like a very thick upper. It does hold your foot real well. It wraps real well. I would say it's a medium cushioned heel collar. And around your heel collar, the tongue is light, but it's got a fair amount of padding, and it goes all the way down, so you don't get lace bite. It has the crossover loop for your laces to go through. It's not gusseted, but it does stay in place really well from what I've seen so far. The laces are nothing to write home about, but they're okay. They stay in place well. They're a good length. So I've actually been enjoying that so far. I think it's a good looking shoe. I went with this orange and black colorway. I really think it's pretty nice. The stack height of the shoe, I had heard some things that said that the Zone 290 is close to 40 millimeters in stack height. I now got a new little caliper because it's driving me crazy not being able to find the stack heights on these Chinese brand shoes. So, but according to my measurements, this one is only coming in at like 34 in the heel. They tell me it's a 6mm drop, so it would be 34 in the heel and 28 in the forefoot. So I still have a little bit of ground feel, and I actually like that. It's good for my proprioception. I think it's been quite nice. The foam is, it's definitely got some bounce. It's got some cushion. It's not the bounciest shoe. It's very lightly rockered, so you don't really feel the rocker a lot. You feel a little bit on the toe spring as you're going through the front of the stride. You definitely can pick up the pace in this shoe, but it actually feels really good going slow also. The outsole rubber, like I said, it's definitely a tougher looking outsole rubber. You do see a tiny bit of wear, but very little, and it's fairly thick compound. I think the pattern that they use on it is quite cool. It looks like I don't know what, that antelope or something in the rubber, and then it puts some holes in it, which helps keep the weight down. As far as weight on this shoe, they say that their reference size weighs 236 grams, but I obviously wear a bigger size than that. So this is a men's size 11 in the US. I'm getting 9.6 ounces or 272 grams. That makes it almost identical to the leading Red Hair 9 Pro that I've been using. Pretty much the same weight. They're both PIBA compounds. I would say this is a less aggressive shoe. It's not as rockered as the leading. It's also similar in that it has a midfoot shank in it just for stability. Anyway, I'm enjoying the shoe so far. I think it's hopefully going to hold up and give me some good miles. It's not a super lightweight shoe, but it's very reasonable for a training shoe. Like I said, it would be probably drop it to 8.5 ounces for a men's size 9. I'm getting 9.6 in my men's size 11, but it's comfortable, it's good. The width of the shoe, it's fairly narrow back in the back. It widens out pretty wide in the forefoot, but it angles in a lot. I was a little worried that it was going to pinch my toe, my pinky toe. It has not so far. I've been comfortable in the shoe. Now I will say my foot is pretty standard width, maybe even a little bit slightly narrower than standard width. But no issues for me so far, but I would definitely not call this a wide foot friendly shoe. I was told that these shoes run very slightly long. I normally wear a men's size 11.5 in Western brands. I went with a size 11 here, and it actually fits me really well. The length is good. I've got the good probably a little over a half thumbnail on the end, and I'm not having my toes pinched, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Anta Zone 2 80 after a little over 20 miles. Follow along with the channel, and I will do an update on it at some point after 50 miles, give you my full review, and do more comparisons to other shoes in my lineup. I think you're probably finding that I like something that I actually like some of the advanced foams. I really like PIBA. Some people don't like PIBA because it's a bit firm. I actually like a fairly firm ride, so PIBA works great for me, and I'm enjoying some of these shoes. I do like mixing them in with even lower stack and zero drop shoes, but anyway, I am enjoying these shoes so far. If you like the video, please consider hitting the thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in more of my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And keep moving!